Hi Island, it's Miss Lola. Here to bring you a video on a science experiment. A science experiment that eventually we'll be able to eat. Today we're going to make a sourdough starter. And basically what that is we're going to make a culture. It's going to have microbes and all kinds of little bacteria in it that help to make bread rise. So when we see bread, how it's puffy, how it has those little holes in the bread itself, those are caused by the bubbles that microbes create. So we're going to create a sourdough starter to help make bread rise. So what you're going to need to get are the following things. You're going to need water, okay, and we've heated it up. It needs to be about 110 degrees, so you'll probably want to have a thermometer as well. We're going to need to have a container for our sourdough starter, and so we're using this glass container here for that. We need some cheesecloth. That's going to act as our lid. And the reason we need this instead of this lid is that this is breathable. So it allows air to go in, but it keeps things that we don't want out, like germs, out of our sourdough starter mix. We're going to need about 50 grams of flour. And I have a little scale that shows me that. So I've weighed it out. It's about 50 grams. If you don't have a scale, we're looking at about a third of a cup of flour. And then lastly, you're going to need a container for your water because we need 50 milliliters of the water, which means about a third of a cup of water there. Okay, so those are our ingredients. And we're going to mix those together to create our sourdough starter. So all right, just going to put that in there. Hopefully that's not too crazy. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your container. This is where we're going to put our sourdough starter. This is where you're going to put your flour and your water, and you're going to let it live there for the next week or more, because sourdough starters, there are starters that are about 100 years old, because as long as you keep feeding it, it's a living thing and it continues to grow and to produce, and that's what we want. So first things first, we're going to take our flour and we're going to put it into our container. So there's our container. I'm going to use this spoon. We're just going to put it into this. All right, so there's our flour. We're then going to pour a third of a cup of the water. There. Just take this out. Here's our water. Oops. Already making a mess. Perfect. All right, so there's our water. We're just going to add this to our container. Okay. And then we're going to mix this up. Now at this point in your container, if you wanted to, you could use your hands. And the reason for that is that in our air, there's yeast and there's bacteria, and that's what we want to kind of join this flour. Those yeasts, those bacteria, they're going to eat the sugars in our flour mixture, and as they do that, they're going to cause our yeast to grow and be able to be used for bread making. And your hands As long, you're going to want to clean them first, but your hands have natural germs and bacteria on them. So by mixing this with your hands, you're helping that process go a little bit faster, okay? Miss Lola, she doesn't like to do it with her hands. She doesn't like how it squishes between her fingers, but you might. You should try it, okay? So we've mixed it up. Okay, so you're going to need a piece of cheesecloth or something, maybe a paper towel that you can put over the top so that the air can still go in. It's permeable, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to lash that down on top, okay? It'll keep our stuff clean, but yet allow those good bacteria, those good yeasts that we find in the air, allow them to go through that and into our starter, okay? So we'll just check on it every day, add a little bit more flour, about 1/3 of a cup, add a little bit more water, 1/3 of a cup, and then we'll just see how it grows. And hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be able to bake some bread together. All right, so that's our sourdough starter. We'll check on it here in a little bit. Know that I love you, I miss you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.